श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So yesterday Karataka, after discussing something, Karataka asked, okay, fine, but how do you know that this king is Pingalaka is in fear? How do you know that he is afraid? And for that, Damnaka said, what is there to know? It is very evident. Can't you see it? How? So for that he says, it's already said. What is that? Udīrito'rthaḥ paśunāpi gṛhyate hayāśca nāgāśca vahanti coditāḥ anuktamapyūhati paṇḍito janaḥ pareṅgitajñānaphalā buddhayaḥ. udīrito'rthaḥ paśunāpi gṛhyate hayāśca nāgāśca vahanti coditāḥ anuktamapyūhati paṇḍitah janaḥ pareṅgitajñānaphalā buddhayaḥ. Very good. udīrito'rthaḥ. Udīrita. Udīrita means said. Udīrita, nicely said. Whatever is said nicely. Arthaḥ, that thing. paśunāpi gṛhyate. The cattle, the domesticated animals also gṛhyate, understands it. Like you tell the dog, Tommy, sit, Tommy, stand, Tommy, handshake, Tommy, go there, bring that ball. It does everything. hayāśca nāgāśca vahanti coditāḥ. Even hayāśca, even the horses and the nāgāśca, the elephants, they vahanti coditāḥ. Whatever you order, they carry that. Like we use donkeys, and in hill stations they use mules or horses to carry things. So in armies they have horses only to carry things. So vahanti coditāḥ. And elephants, you tell them to move a wooden log, they move it from one place to another. Coditāḥ vahanti, they carry things whatever you order it for. So anuktamapyūhati paṇḍitah. But these animals only understand and do things what they are said. But paṇḍita janaḥ, a smart one, a wise man, even understands whatever is not said. Anuktamapyūhati, he infers. Uha means inference. So he infers also things which are not said. Pareṅgitajñānaphalā buddhayaḥ. Because the knowledge is that even with some signs, they understand whatever the other wants to say. That is the result of the knowledge. Tathā manuḥ. And Manu also says in Manu, which Manu? The one who wrote the Manusmriti, that same Manu, in his Manusmriti, he says that we, without even understanding what Manusmriti is, there are many idiots who comment upon it. Oh, again Manusmriti. See, it's said in Niti Shastra. So we have to understand one thing. There was one teacher who had come to do his namaskaras, and the Swami who was close to me, he was introducing me to him, and this fellow was tom-tomming about himself. He was saying like, I go to every place, every ashram, and I learn whatever is good from them, and I discard whatever is bad in them. Once, twice, thrice. When he said thrice, then I said, stop it. What do you know what is good and what is bad? See, in the activities and in characteristics, in characters, whatever is good and bad, you can understand. But whatever in good or bad in teaching, what do you know about in Vedanta to understand what is good and what is bad? What is right and what is wrong? Don't be smart. First, go to a person, study from one person and understand everything. Then if you desire to, then go to some other person. If you need, then the person you held on to is not useful, is not right. So then you go to other person and study. Without even understanding what a person has taught you, so understanding, what is that? That's all stupid ideas. So Manu says this. What he says is not the idea I am saying. The thing is, Manu says good things. So whatever Manu said is right. So we have to understand what he said. See what nicely he is saying. He is saying this. ākārairiṅgitairgatyā ceṣṭayā bhāṣaṇena ca netravaktravikāraiśca lakṣyate'ntargataṃ manaḥ. ākāraihi ingitaihi gatya ceṣṭayā bhāṣaṇena ca netravaktravikāraihi ca lakṣyate'ntargataṃ manaḥ. The simple idea is antargataṃ manaḥ lakṣyate. Whatever is there in your mind is manifest. Through what? How does it manifest? We have a usage in Tamil. Agattin alagu mugattil theriyum. Means whatever is the beauty of your inside, whatever is inside beauty, that will manifest in the external, in your face. Even the dirtiness also will manifest. That's a different thing. So he says, the ugliness, I mean. ākāraihi ingitaihi. How do you understand the internal? See, you may not be able to understand particularly what that person thinks, but you can understand what kind of class, what kind of thought process is going in his mind. That can be understood. ākāraihi ingitaihi. ākāraihi means through his activities, the bodily activities. So when I did that, then immediately you understand what is Guruji searching, what is Guruji trying to remember. So that is understanding. So if, see, a simple activity, scratching the head. Scratching the head can mean like if I'm very seriously scratching my head, seriously thinking, face in serious mode, and I'm scratching my head, then I'm thinking about something. Okay, and I'm smiling and scratching my head, then I am expecting something from you. These are all some characteristics which you can see from people, right? So that gatya, and through his walk, if he is hopping and jumping and moving around to reach that place, he is in a happy mood. If he is normally walking, he is neither happy nor sad. But if he is trying to slow down going there, reaching that place, then you can understand that that person is not interested in going to that place. Okay, ceṣṭayā, or through some activities, they give some excuses. Oh, I have headache. Oh, I have stomachache. So something, holding on to stomach, saying headache, and holding on to the head. Kids have done that already. So, or bhāṣaṇena, or while speaking. When I went there, after that, so all that he is trying to not imagine. He is not trying to remember. He is trying to imagine through the eyes and through the facial distortions. We can say when you say something to somebody, immediately their eyes smile. Whether their face smile or not does not really matter. Their eyes smile, or their eyes are in angry mode. Whether they'll be mode, and all that we can see that netravaktravikāraiśca. So through all these activities of a facial distortion, the distortion in eyes, even in fact the psychologists say, if this is what they do in psychoanalysis. When they ask you a question and the person is looking to the left and saying something, he's trying to remember. If he's trying, looking at to his right and saying things, then he's trying to imagine and say a lie. Like that they say. So with these activities also you can understand netravaktravikāraiśca. Damanaka intellect. Nirbhayaṃ kṛtvā. I will gain the ministerial post, sācivyapadavīṃ ministerial post, nijāṃ, which belongs to me. Very. We know they both are unemployed. Karataka says. Anabhigyo bhavan seva dharmasya. Yenam vaśīkṛtya. To sue the king or anything, whomever you understand as a higher position, these are says, we have not worked anywhere. We don't know anything about how to serve and all. If we know, if we have prior experience, then we can use those experience things in apply those experience in serving the king. You don't have any experience. You don't know anything about service. Anabhigyo bhavan seva dharmasya. You don't know anything about seva. The attributes of the seva, the qualities of serving. You don't know the nature of serving. Tat katham yenam vaśīkṛtya. Now you cannot even serve. Then by serving him, now you control him now. How can you bring him under your spell? For that, Damanaka says. So Damanaka says, katham aham sevana bhignyah. How can you say I don't know anything about service? What? He says, mayahi tatotsange krīḍatā'bhyāgatasādhūnāṃ nītiṣāstram paṭhatāṃ yashrutam sevādharmasya sārabhūtam hridisthapitam śrūyatāṃ tatchedam. So he is saying something very nice. Mayahi tata utsange krīḍita. Tata means father. Utsange means in his lap. When I was a krīḍita, playing, when I was a kid, abhyāgatasādhūnāṃ. Abhyāgatasādhūnāṃ, the sadhus, these monks, the saints who come to meet our father. Because our father used to serve all these people. See, we have to understand something. In the tradition, this is how it was earlier. When the husband and wife have some fight, so the husband wants to end that fight. So it is not fight, it is some misunderstanding. So she is not talking to him, kind of. So what the husband used to do is he will go out and bring a sadhu to his house for feeding him, for food. And while preparing the food and arranging the things, the wife will have to talk. She cannot say we are in we are fighting with each other, so we don't talk to each other, kind of. She cannot show it to this sadhu while serving him, because he will not like it. So they will tone it down, and gradually that misunderstanding will be forgotten. So for these things also they used to bring in sadhus and feed them. So this was the tradition. Now the sadhus, when they come, they don't come just for the food. They also come to bless you with some ideas, some knowledge also. Because as we already saw, the king has established a place for them to eat and all that, rest and eat. So why do they have to come to this person's house? They already have food somewhere. So it is to bless them through their knowledge. So niti shastram paṭhatāṃ, they have studied the niti shastra. They meaning the morality, the ethics and all they know, because they go to different places and they understand things in different places and all that, and they give that knowledge to others. Like I was when I was new to Rishikesh, I had to go to Haridwar for some reason, I don't remember. In front of the railway station, this incident happened. I remembered this while explaining it in Hindi. So I'm sharing that in English also. So what happened is, in front of the railway station, Haridwar railway station, there was this rickshaw person with whom a couple, husband and wife, they were bargaining, and they wanted to go to this place, and he said this much money, they were ready to pay, and the husband sat, and then wife was about to sit next to him. This rickshaw man was a very old person. He said, "Thak, how can you do that? Get out." I was like waiting there and I was looking at, because he is the owner now. He has employed him. He is an employer. And he is an employer, and he's scolding the employee. He says, "How can you sit there? Come, get on." The customer was baffled. He doesn't understand what is happening. Don't you know this? You should have to let the woman sit first, and then you have to sit. And moreover, you have to always make her sit to your right side. How can you make her sit to your left side? I was like, see, such a simple thing. These people didn't know. He was teaching them. So while you do namaskara, husband and wife should both combinedly do namaskara, and the wife should always be kept on the right side of the husband, not to his left side. See how nice this is. Like logically, when we see, our right is powerful and left is weak. Therefore, we think the left half is the Shakti part. Therefore, we have to keep our wife on the left side. No, we have to keep her in our powerful side, right side. So these kind of things which they learn from different places, and they have studied shastras and all, therefore ethics and all that. So when they teach something with like this, whatever I heard from them, seva dharmasya, regarding the method to do service, because this is how you have to serve, this is how you have to do things, etc. They will tell it. Every time the people who have invited them, they may do mistake, they have correct him. So while listening to them, seva dharmasya sarabhutam, I have grasped the essence of the dharma of serving, how to serve. And I have placed it in my heart. I remember everything very clearly. I will tell you, listen to me. This is what it is. I will tell you the essence of service. Suvarna pushpitam prithvīṃ vicinvanti narastrayah shurascha kritavidyascha yascha janāti sevitum. Suvarna pushpitam prithvīṃ vicinvanti naraha trayah shurascha kritavidyascha yascha sevitum janāti. Naraha trayah suvarna pushpitam prithvīṃ vicinvanti. Three kinds of people. Naraha, people. Trayah, three kinds of. Three kinds of people. Suvarna pushpitam prithvīṃ vicinvanti. They see the whole earth blooming with the flowers of gold. They gain everywhere. What does that mean? Mean wherever they go, they can gain wealth. Who are these people? Shurascha, a brave person. Kritavidyascha, a learned person. And yahacha sevitum janati, and the one who knows how to serve. These three can go anywhere and live happily. Sa seva. What is service? I'll explain that. Sa seva ya prabhuhita grāḥya vakya visheshatah ashrayet parthivam vidvan tadvareneva nānyatha. Sa seva ya prabhuhita grāḥya vakya visheshatah ashrayet parthivam vidvan tadvareneva nānyatha. Sa seva ya prabhuhita. That is called a service. Which is called a service? Ya prabhuhita. That which is good for the master. Whatever is good for the master, that is what is doing. That is what is service. Whatever is good for the master, doing that is what is called as service. And grāḥya. How do you know that it is good for master? Master likes it and all that. How do you know that? Vakya visheshatah grāḥya. Through his speech, whatever he says, if he enjoys it and says, oh, very good. If he says, oh, okay. If he says, oh, too bad. So with all those different kinds of utterings, you have to understand. And tadwarenaiva vidwan ashrayat parthivam. Only through these external manifestations you have to understand and approach the king. Not approach the king any master, not any other way. This is the only means. Yo na veti gunan yasya natam seveta panditah nahi tasmat phalam kinchit sukrushtat usharadiva. Yo na veti gunan yasya natam seveta panditah nahi tasmat phalam kinchit sukrushtat usharadiva. Yo na veti gunan yasya, one who does not understand the quality of a person, the characteristics of a person, tam panditah na seveta. The pandit, learned one, a wise man, should not serve him. If you don't understand the characteristics of a person, what kind of person he is? He seems to be happy, but he performs something very cruel. And he seems to be very angry and he performs something very comical, meaning a kind of psycho. How can you serve him? You don't know how will he react in which situation. Don't serve him. Don't work under him. Nahi tasmat phalam kinchit, because there is no result which is going to be gained through serving him. And if you still serve him, it is like a sukrutad usharadiva. Ushara bhumi in a desert. Ushara means desert. In a desert, sukrutad iva, like you are plowing a desert. What kind of result you can gain by plowing a desert? Sand, more sand, more sand, nothing. So that is how serving these people who don't have any characteristics is. Whose characteristics you can't understand. That's the idea. Dravya prakrtihinopi sevyasevya gunanvitah bhavatyaja ajivanam tasmat phalam kālaṇtarādapi. Dravya prakrtihinopi sevyah sevya gunanvitah bhavati ajivanam tasmat phalam kālaṇtarādapi. Dravya, wealth, prakriti gunohinah or prakrtihinah, or some health wise or something, he is not proper now. So a person who is not wealthy or one who is not healthy, even then sevya gunanvitah sevyah, if he has the characteristics of a person who has to be served, then you have to serve him if he has those good characteristics. Why? Because tasmat ajivanam phalam bhavati. From him you can reap the result till the end of his life or your life. Kālaṇtarādapi, even after his or your life. So we read things. A person who stays alone, being served by a very good servant maid or servant, then at the end of that person's life, that person writes all his property, wills all his property to that servant or servant maid. We see those kind of things. Out of their own will, they give it all to their servants. So, and sometimes if he is healthy, if he becomes okay also, and you are relieved from the duty, you retire, then seeing something, oh, that fellow likes, why don't you go and give it to him? So then he will tell his sons and grandsons also, see, that fellow worked for us throughout his life, his whole life. So you have to take care of him and his family. So even after kālaṇtarādapi, even after your period and his period, you will reap the result. That's the idea. Apistha anuvadāsīnaha shushyan parigatah kṣudha na tveva anātma sampannāt vrittim iheta panditah. So you have to serve a person who deserves serving, who deserves that kind of service. So api, and again, sānuvadāsīnaha shushyan parigatah kṣudha natu anātma sampannāt vrittim iheta panditah. But the pandita, a learned one, should not desire to serve a person who is complete fool. Anatma sampanna means one who does not have good qualities. One who is associated with non-self. No. One who is not associated with good qualities. You should not serve him. It is better parigatah kshuda. You can die out of hunger, thirst, and like a tree stump. Your life can dry. You can become a dry kind of tree stump without food and water. You can die, but never serve a person who does not have a characteristics. The character for being served. But that master, yes, I know what you are talking about. I served that fellow. He's a useless fellow. That is a wrong thing. We already saw. Only lazy fellows, careless fellows will speak like that. Not a smart one. Will not a smart one comment upon his master? He says, Sevaka swamina dveshtim dveshti kripanam parusha aksharam atmanam kim sana dveshti sevyam na vetiyah. Sevakah swaminam dveshti kripanam parushaksharam atmanam kim sana dveshti sevyam na vetiyah. Sevakah kripanam swaminam parushaksharam dveshti. That's the syntax. This sevakah, this servant, kripanam swaminam, this stingy, characterless master, parushaksharam dveshti. Parusha aksharam means worse, not purushaksharam. Parushaksharam means bad words. Dveshti, he will curse him. He will curse him with bad words. This stingy, characterless master. Who? The servant. But he says, Kim sa atmanam deshti. Why does not he curse himself with bad words? Why is he cursing the master? Oh, why should I curse myself? It is the master who is a stingy person and characterless person, not me. No, you forget one thing. He says, Sevyasavyam, yaha sevyasavyam na veti. One who does not understand, one who does not inquire before joining the duty, whether this person is eligible to be served or not, beforehand you have to think. Without even thinking, you join the service and you are now cursing the master. How is it right? So he says, you have to, if you at all somebody should be scolded, cursed, hated, it is you yourself. Because you made the mistake of serving him, not him. So that is the idea. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.